President Trump has a meeting slated later today, a meeting with pharmaceutical executives where he's planning on discussing a timeline for a vaccine for the coronavirus. And then he's going to be meeting with the coronavirus task force. And then after that, the vice president is going to be holding a briefing in the briefing room, updating the press and the American public about where everything stands. And then later tonight, Ed, President Trump is going to be heading to a rally in North Carolina ahead of Super Tuesday. And that's very interesting because just now, when the press pool was allowed into the Oval Office, somebody asked President Trump, in the midst of this coronavirus outbreak, do you think that it's safe to hold a rally when you have thousands and thousands of people coming inside an auditorium or a big arena, gathering in close proximity, given the fact that we are seeing more and more cases of the coronavirus spread? And President Trump just said, yes, I think it is very safe for us to continue to hold these rallies, and so that is what he is going to be doing tonight. Now, over the weekend, we heard President Trump give another press conference on Saturday in which he announced some new travel restrictions to help fight the spread of the coronavirus here in the United States. And this would be on top of the travel restrictions that were already put in place since the very beginning of the outbreak. So some of the new things that the Trump administration is doing is they're banning any foreign national who has visited Iran within the last 14 days from entering the United States. They're also increasing the travel advisory for countries like Italy and South Korea to level 4. That is the very highest level. So the Trump administration is now advising Americans to not travel to certain regions in Italy and South Korea where the coronavirus is, the outbreak is particularly bad. And there's even been talk of restricting travel between the United States and Mexico. President Trump said on Saturday, yes, we are thinking about the southern border. We've received a lot of talk about that, and we're looking about that very strongly. So those are all questions that will likely come up when Vice President Mike Pence steps up behind the podium in the briefing room a little bit later today, Ed, and this will be the fourth press briefing by a senior administration official, fourth one in 5 days. That briefing room, as you know, Ed, getting a little bit dusty, not so much anymore. Ed?
Kristin Fisher hustling out to give us all that breaking information. We appreciate you getting to the camera, and thanks for kicking us off here this hour.